InShalla and Ashe. Blessings, everybody. Thanks for joining me for my little daily snippet. I'm a little late arriving today. I was messing around with my Facebook page, if you want to know. And yes, this is the wash and go look. I actually washed my hair yesterday. It's something I don't do every day. But, so yeah, here I am. And, oh, it's a book. I'm like, what is that book in the picture? So, blessings, everyone. Thanks for joining me. For my little musing show, my daily snippet. Again, Tonya D here. And how was your lioness opening, the lion's gate for your for you yesterday? Are you still in the bubble? Maybe you're in the clouds. It's time to float, literally float like a cloud into your dream space. It's like the other world, the world of spirit, our ancestors, the elemental beings of water, fire, even the galactic frontier. It opens up while we are literally dreaming. That's why it's good to do those offerings and those connections. And so it's like their daytime is our nighttime. So it's the threads that really have no line. So it's not really linear like it feels in our 3D world. So this portal is still open. So you might still feel on a day like today as if you're floating between realms. I share into these different insights in Secrets of the Other World and also inside of Change Your Stars. You can actually find them in my Musing Corridor at club.tonyad.tv. That's actually my library of all of my courses and venues and platforms and library, basically. So as we cascade out of the 3D station of control, this dimension, today's energy is actually opening up our heart center to the prime directive of our heart. What is our heart's prime directive? Just allowing our heart to be our inner authority, our guiding star. But let's cruise into the elements of the day first. We have a Yin Earth or a Yaya Daymaster with an ox on the branch. We have that new month pillar, which is full of that yang essence, that energy, and the day and the month are actually yin in nature. Again, we have no wood. Fire is support for earth. Wood supports the fire. So that to me, it's like making decisions out of ideas, which would be wood. So if I was reading this chart, it would tell me that this yin earth person is going to be a nurturing manager or a decision maker. Even though we have some hidden water in the branches, I might do a form of a water ritual, like moving water versus still water. You could use water as an element to actually ground into today, or wood. Or, I also see bringing in the galactic corridor to the galaxy, the universe. I sometimes see the universe or space as another form of the water element in its essence, where a star is like another form of the fire element. Just to muse about a little bit on the elemental realm. But the spleen would be online with this person, this Daymaster. And the ox is also the spleen as well. And we're in the early stages of the fall, the harvest of the year. That's when the month branch actually switches. And Earth, again, is a transitional season. It's 18 days in between every season. And the monkey on the month branch is our large intestine and also our nerves, our nervous system. The fire, the being energy on the month is our small intestine. So if this was a client, I'd probably do an elemental energy session for the lymphatic system, that's Earth, and also venous circulation or oxygenation in the body. So I'd be working with two different colors of light. I would work with blue light to get the fluid, the lymphatic fluid system moving, and yellow to oxygenate the blood, the venous circulation. But I would also be working on the points, which is the opposite color. So if I was working on the earth points, the spleen or the stomach, I'd be working with yellow. If I was working on the lung or the large intestine, I would work with blue light and actually vibration. That's kind of the whole methodology that I use between Chinese and chakras and Ayurvedic principles. I would also be working on the solar plexus with yellow light, just something to muse about. And also the heart, I could actually use turquoise, which is a combination of both the blue and the green energies. And I work with chromotherapy. It's the entire energetic wavelength and vibration of color within the visible spectrum. So it's totally holistic, it's organic, and it's all about actually bringing us back to our original source in a way. So the cosmic energy is actually calling us to create a new future instead of the one that we are actually currently living in. So you might feel a little bit out of your skin today because we're going and we're growing the things that we thought we loved. We're outgrowing that state. So it's time to let go of all the things that we thought we were driven to create, cleansing out the cobwebs in our closets, just really letting it all go. So the new can literally come in and land. So when we are transforming our reality, we have to release what no longer serves us. And sometimes the letting go, cleaning out the closet is difficult, even if it's clothes, right? Or the refrigerator, for crying out loud. So sometimes we actually wait till things get moldy or toxic before we're ready to release them, which is kind of hilarious when you think about the fridge. So it's time that we actually worked with the universal heart energy, the grid, letting go of the subscription of this 3D reality and literally subscribe to the God channel or the channel of the universe. And we are not alone as we are on this path, this journey. So you might have, woken up feeling like you had a lot of things to do or a lot going on or something you had to accomplish. Some of the things you might not even be aware of what they even are, actually. So the intention and the goal actually today is to decide and commit from the space of your heart and also your prime directive of your intuition, your God channel, your God code X, and avoid any of the temptations that might fall under the spell of this inner authority that's kind of, it'll bring in our demise in a way. And allow your prime directive to literally come online. It's like getting this recalibration, this reboot through our heart and also our intuition. So this is like the magical wizard inside of us. So these voices inside of us will either affirm and confirm or be an alert signal. So, if that's the process, that you're in, your heart will be a beacon of light. Your intuition, your psychic channel, it really shouldn't alert you if you have these alarm systems going on. So if you're in alignment with both your heart and your intuition, then your soul is actually authentically supported. And if you are ready to increase the quality of your personal love story, your love story on the day-to-day or the daily, then what happens is our heart will already be ready to meet us, or your inner self, that child that's inside of us, with the commitments of what you decide in your personal heart space. So just know that what's the most important is the quality of love that comes with a decision versus the alternative, right? Where you might be considering in your heart. So, think of it this way. It's like committing to a job for the money versus committing to the career that actually brings you peace, joy, happiness, integrity, my go-tos. So creativity, right? So you want to stay in the flow of creativity. Money is an outcome based on conditions. So money comes naturally when we are in a creative space. It flows. So it's more fun to create than it is to just work, right? Like, that's no fun. When you're in the love space of the journey, time flies by. When you don't love what you're doing, time literally stands still. So today, it really is the merge of our heart, our God center inside of us, and our heart, our physical heart, along with our intuition. And it's going to give us the right direction to take, the path, when we're actually merged in this agreement, we're in this alignment. And years ago, I actually was given the decision to, I had to boost somebody out of my space and not share space with them. And my landlord commented that it was going to cost me a lot more money. And my whole output was, you know what, I can make more money. However, this person being there in my environment was actually detrimental to my health. And it was just the narrative, right? So that just means that my wealth is actually in my health. So sometimes we have to let go, usually out of fear. The fear usually holds us back to upcycle our health, that barometer to, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So we want to elevate the quality of our love story and utilize our heart's narrative along with our intuition. So our heart really is our prime director. I use it in my cowrie shell divinations. It's always, where is the heart? Where is the person? Along with the ancestors and a few other objects. Actually, all the objects. So if you're not excited about the plan or the narrative or the story, whatever, then it usually isn't wise, the wisdom channel, to commit to it. And your intuition will literally be that guiding star to alert you. If you get 0 warnings, then it's a go. Because the universe, does give us warnings and wake-up calls. Sometimes we just don't listen. So today's the day to choose the path that your heart authentically, truly believes in. Healing the karma, the awareness, and also what our soul actually committed to in this journey. So it's literally raising our love quotient, our love quota, or the vibration, and committing to those life changes. That's what ultimately will bring the elevation to live life elevated. I think of an elevator when I say elevated. It's kind of what it reminds me of, the elevator just automatically takes you up. So the path, the path to take is actually the one that feels right, authentically, in both your spirit and also your soul. So hold space. Focus on the merge of those two unseen forces. The shift is actually going to come later. But be wise in the decisions that you choose. It's like the Jedi Force. It's like the Yoda energy. When I see like Luke Skywalker and Yoda having the conversation and he's telling Luke to be the Force. That's kind of what that is. You're holding space for the Force. So it's a turning point. We have 2 paths that are actually in front of us. 2 journeys, I guess. So what path do we take? So that is actually what's on the directive for today. So I say take the higher path to love in the daily. For me, it's something like taking my B12, my liquid vitamins on the daily. My heart feels better and my focus is really on my heart with that. I feel different taking liquid B12, but I also know on my energy system, I need B12. But also, know that universal love holds absolute 0 expectations out in the oneness field. We are authentically made of love. So it returns the love you put into that chalice that I've been talking about back to you actually in the same form. So the love you frequent is the love that actually is returned. So in a way, today is like a return to your personal love story. It's an investment that actually creates a better love story actually in the process. So just opening up and energizing our personal base note, teaching us how to only do what we need to do. So it's time to literally shed the skin of the excess or all the unnecessary baggage that actually creates stress in our earth school, in our life journey, our story. It's like our command center. It's, it is our command center. It's, who are you going to listen to, Our third eye is actually online today. So it's colors like of indigos, right? Indigo, the indigo third eye. The seed sound of Om. Today would be a great day to probably Om on the hour. Colors of the day are like deep purples, deep blues, midnight, the cosmic highway of dark colors, periwinkle. Periwinkle is actually a blend of blue and purple. I used to have some fabulous periwinkle shoes. Not that I've been wearing any high heels during COVID, let's be real. I've thought about selling them all, but that's part of the closet, right? The angelic beings that are online today, I'm still absolutely in love with Raziel. I've just been calling him Raz for short. This is like this angelic wizard. So if you need any assistance in upcycling your claircognizance, to like psychically just know and removing all of the blocks to your spiritual gifts, clearing the path in a profound, unseen way to really get those psychic perceptions that create like instant manifestation. So to unlock your divine potential and actually those abilities, that's what Raz does. He does that. Azrael, that's whom God helps. It's like the great spiritual assistant. So, or a therapist in a way, but I like spiritual assistant. But anyway, this archangel brings an end to all of the things, all of the old narratives, the old story, which we're actually letting go of. We're in the midst of this portal, right? And we're still in it, honestly. So this archangel is assisting in the change and the transformation as we transition into a new and better future. The one that we haven't seen before, but we can see it in the starry, starry night before us. Like we know it's there. And if we all frequent that same frequency, we literally shift the narrative. So for myself, I don't watch any of the mainstream news, the media. I really don't know what's even going on in the world right now, to be honest. All I share on my personal page generally is nature and castles. So it's the narrative. I don't want to frequent anything below the universal channel. So yeah, that's just some insight of my day-to-day. But another archangel is Uriel. Uriel I like a lot. It's the light of God. So it's this illumination angel. Those eureka moments that really cascade into our future that's actually illuminated. That's kind of why I brought this archangel in today. You could actually call on them all if you wanted, but this angel, it's an angel of light. So it clears our mind of any brain fog, the cosmic clutter, and also it increases our intellectual abilities. I would say that's the attitude of our mind to a positive frequency, claircognizance also, it brings all of these wonderful ideas out. So the card of the day, I'm still sticking with my Consciousness Ascension deck, the language of light. And just with what's going on within this ascension status, we've entered this gateway. We're in this portal anyway. So I really thought I would stick with this deck. And it says future creating. Like, what? With a day like today, it was awesome that I pulled this card. And I also found it was super interesting. But it's really time to really, authentically recalibrate our future with some innovative dreams. So, what the Pleiades learned is that when we are peaceful, which is actually the card I pulled yesterday, and also creatively open or open to our creative center, we are forming a future that actually reflects that of empowerment, our ability to actually focus ourselves into our peace channel with our present moment. And that's going to actually enhance the future of our creation, whatever we're creating. So as we express ourselves today and also our needs, the authentic needs in our heart grid, our channel, we're going to find that our manifestations eventually begin to actually line up with what our heart truly desires. That's kind of our focal point. And when we're peaceful in our now, our current moment, it makes that moment more powerful in its essence. So we're reforming all of the impact of the negative past. So from a moment of peace, we are now attracting like energy that actually begins to build our future. So it's staying in the frequency and the vibration of peace to, the return of peace, like the return of love. So it's this empowering and, more joy in our experience. It becomes full. So ultimately what this card is reminding us of is to be aware of our emotional and also our mental state, because that's what has the greatest influence on our future in our creation or what we're creating. So When we ease up our emotional and mental, what happens is it allows us to open to an unforeseen solution and begin to really attract that energy that actually matches this resonance field that's been improved. So with an emotional mental state, or with an emotional and mental state open, the awareness, not only are we enjoying our personal day-to-day life more in each and every moment, we're also beginning to form a future of that reality that actually not just benefits ourselves, but it also benefits in ways that are actually unimaginable in our personal space and our environment, our sacred, I call it my sacred space. So the light language in this card is actually soothing us at the current moment, in the present, right now, in the now, so that our past can actually be a powerful integrated system of support. And, that's kind of, I always like to look at my past, whatever I do look at when I do look at the past, at the optimistic, the positives out of it. You can always go down the rabbit hole, but where's the fun in that game? So what happens is the potential futures are actually improved. So it's releasing our fears and our traumas, as it is also integrating this empowerment that we all have inside of us. So just know that everything is well, like stay in the frequency of the juiciness and the the flow, the continuum of change, and, all the improvement that's actually available. So it really is time to feel excited about our future. The one that we are creating actually in the moment, surrounding ourselves, with people that are supportive, but also, you don't want to share your dreams with everyone, at least not quite yet. Those are what you want to write down on a day like today. So you can love yourself the best way that you can authentically. If there have been things that that claircognizance channel, you need to start to feel this way and just do it. Like, put that as your prime directive. So we're really in a state of alchemy. Alchemy is like turning base metal to gold. It's like the unseen to the seen. It's taking something from an unknown state and creating it in the state. It's like, creation. It's putting it in action. It's literally like grabbing something out of the universe and like pulling it on the God channel down into this one. Intuition really feels one way, and what you love kind of feels a different way. So what you want to do is merge them together and deny neither if that's possible. So ultimately, it comes to the center of our heart's barometer, to bring in the God channel, the intuition from God universe, the oneness field. So some affirmations to say on a day like today, especially with this card, Future Creating, which I can't believe I pulled that card. Something like, my future is forming in my present moments, like the Om in the moments. And, stay in that field of resonance. And also, like, I am expanding my future of unconditional love. We shouldn't be loving ourselves based on any conditions. The condition of cleaning out the closet, those cobwebs, just kidding. The condition of washing the car, the condition of doing the laundry, whatever, condition we put on ourselves. So another one is, I'm in communication with my prime directive, which is my heart, and my God code, the God channel. That's what I call it. So my heart is committed. Another one, actually, this one actually, they're all good. Actually, what am I saying? My heart is committed to only my highest good and what I love the mostest. I love that word, the mostest, which is probably not in the Webster's dictionary, but I quite like it, the mostest. Remain heart-centric, only allow in what is intuitively merging within your heart's coherence, like the resonance field. So just make sure your intuition and your heart are both online and the conversation is juicy, it's good, it's loving. And really, commit from that space. So that's all I have for my show today. As usual and as always, I'll see you on the other side. Inshallah and Ashe.